Doesn't matter. We got Andrew Knizner on. What's going on, kids?
Kiz!
Hey,
Kiz.
good morning.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing well.
How was, we were watching you. How was the home opener, man? I mean, just, it looked beautiful. Saw all the guys showing up. Like, how was your experience with that? Terrible question.
Opening day is great. Everybody loves it in St. Louis. It's like, it's just a great event, and that's really what it is. I mean, there's just some cool stuff happening. Clydesdales, Hall of Famers, obviously the first game of the season. So, it was kind of a crazy game. Wish we could have pulled it out, but I think it was entertaining nonetheless.
So Contreras takes a 103-mile-an-hour Hicks pitch to the knee. He comes out, and usually it takes a while for the catcher to get ready. You were out there like a shot. Right, you're always ready for that.
Yeah.
If it were Hot Take Central, and it's like Cam, Phil, he's going to stumble and stammer. You were out there ready to go. You're always ready, aren't you?
Right.
Yeah, I've had quite a few years of preparation for moments like that. So I kind of know how to be ready during the game, because really at the catching position, all it takes is one pitch, and you could be coming out just like that, 103 off the knee. I mean, it's kind of like freak things happen, bad foul tip, anything. So it's a position where, for me, I got to be ready from pitch one to the last pitch of the game, and that's what I try to be every day. It just goes to that preparation aspect that I always talk about, and just trying to be ready and fill my role.
So, kids, here on the radio, we're very even-keeled. Mm-hmm. We never overreact, but sometimes fans do. And 4 games in, you guys are facing some really, really tough lineups with the Blue Jays and the Braves. I think you guys, the Blue Jays and Braves, are probably all top 5 lineups in baseball. But if anybody is concerned about, look, it's a small sample size, but it's 4 games. They're not loving what's going on with the starting pitching. How do you kind of calm us down and say, hey, everything's going to be fine?
It's early in the season, and for me, that can mean a couple different things. I think that's, sometimes maybe you look better than what you actually are. Sometimes you look worse than you actually are. I feel like early in the year, you never quite are what you're going to be. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think anybody should get too high or too low, especially through this first month of the season when everybody's getting back to the schedule of playing every day. And obviously there's things that other people don't think about, moving into an apartment, getting your place set up. There's just a lot of stuff going on early in the season that may, divide your attention, and maybe you're not quite as sharp early. But I don't think it's anything to panic about. Let the guys settle in, get a start or two, and we'll get rolling.
The season is so long. And I've heard this from fans sometimes, like after a bad loss. It didn't even look like they care. You have to kind of compartmentalize things, don't you? Because there's another game tomorrow, right? So how do you manage the day-to-day disappointments that may come when you understand that there ain't no time to dwell on that, because you got to move forward? How do you manage that?
Yeah, absolutely. When you play 162 games, you're going to lose quite a few. And I think the best way to go about it, and I think it's the way the Cardinals go about it, because it's, what I'm used to. It's okay, you can be mad in the moment, you can be upset, but then let's think, okay, hey, why did we lose that game? What did we do? What can we improve on so we can fix it for the game tomorrow? And that might be the difference in the game tomorrow, whether it's base running, defense, offense, pitching, whatever it is. We're really good at making those little adjustments and coming out the next day and putting them into play. And that's why the Cardinals have been successful for as long as they have, because we're able to bounce back. And that's like one of the biggest things as a team that you can do in baseball is the ability to bounce back, or sometimes what people like to call it, bounce forward, because you want to move on to the next game.
There you go.
We're talking with our co-host, Andrew Knizner, who's a member of the Dais on Hot Take Central. So if anyone is chomping at the bit to get out there, I would imagine it's Matz, who signed the contract with the Cardinals and never had a chance to show what he can do. But he had a really good spring. he goes tonight. What did you see from him during the spring?
Max was 100% himself. And in spring training, he did exactly what we know he's going to do, and that's pitch with a high tempo, use all of his pitches, mix well, and just absolutely compete. And, going back to the last time we just talked about bouncing forward, he's a guy that, is able to assess what's going on and then make those adjustments. And I think that's why he's as good as he is because he's constantly getting better as the game goes on, as the season goes on. So we're looking for a strong start out of him tonight.
And Kiz, we talk about small sample sizes. We can do that negative. We can do that positive. Look, I think your guys' lineup is going to be really, really good. And so far, you're facing, again, good teams. It's early. It's 4 games, but you lead all of MLB in OPS. So I don't know if it's going to be that way at the end of the season, but I think this lineup is really, really good. Like when you look at rolling out Nolan Gorman batting 7th some nights and Jordan Walker 8th, there's not a lot of easy outs there.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what I really like about our lineup is the lineup diversity. We have guys that are on-base guys. We have guys that are slugging home run hitters. We have guys that hit for average. We have guys that can work counts. We have guys that can steal bases. 1 through 9 and the guys on the bench, any way you configure that lineup, it's diverse, meaning it's hard to game plan for because everybody's doing something different. So from a catching perspective, it's tough to game plan and call games because there is no team pattern. There is no team trend other than we compete and battle our tails off in the box. But as far as how do you pitch these guys, you got to pitch every single guy different, and that gets really hard to do as the season goes on.
So the new catcher, Kiz Contreras, has looked really good, throwing out a couple of guys. He's got a cannon. I would think that you had to help him sort of get acquainted with the pitching staff. What's your relationship like with him, and how much were you sort of acting as a tutor to help him get familiarized with how things go with the Cardinals?
We got a great relationship. It's a working relationship. We're bouncing ideas back and forth between each other and really just doing everything we can to try to win games. And I think that's the number one thing. That's one of the reasons we brought him in is because he wants to compete. He wants to win. And when you have that mentality, you're thirsty for knowledge. You're thirsty to get better every single day. And I think that's what he's going to do.
Well, Kiz, man, we appreciate you coming on. Good luck tonight. We'll be rooting for you.
See you at the ball yard.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, big boy.
See you, buddy.
Andrew Knizner. Every Tuesday. Somebody chimed in and goes, Jackie Boy chimes in and goes, I could see him being the next Brad Thompson once his career's over.
Good.
He is, man. He's smooth, very knowledgeable, great guy, happy. I like being around happy people.
Listen, to the little shopper, I'm sorry that I'm pro Knizner, but he's a guy in our show that I root for.
Damn right.
I root for that guy.
Damn right.
Little shopper.
Oh.
So you say you like being around positive people.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this show, is it a positive, a negative, or a neutral influence on your
I
life?
laugh a lot.
You didn't answer the question.
So if it's negative, it doesn't affect me the way that maybe some other negativity would in a different, work field. Here, I laugh a ton, and that whether it's negative or not, that's a good thing, right? I do.
I
So
agree.
if Jimmy's negative, sometimes I'm laughing at it.
No, listen. There's a difference between negativity and going for jokes.
Yeah.
And we all go for the
Yes,
jokes. Someone
of course.
stumbles, they get piled on.
You're going to get
That's
it.
not like real negativity, in my opinion.
Nah. Rabroni
You
chimes in.
disagree?
That's not what I was talking about.
No.
Well, explain.
I love this show. I love
But-
every aspect of this show.
But
It's an enlightening,
Positive. We're going to entertain
great
you.
thing. It's growing.
Yes.
We're in year 2.
It's all entertainment, man.
but
But,
I didn't say any but.
oh, okay, see, he loves everything.
no, I thought you were getting to
I thought you were
like,
getting to, yeah,
where the
me too.
negativity comes
There's
in.
a little crankiness. I
Little
think.
cranky?
There's some crankiness.
A little cranky.
I think sometimes, like this coffee cup to me, it literally is half full. Look at it.
Oh, wow.
Other people
Charlie.
might say it's half empty.
Wow, Charlie.
got in there?
I like that.
Water.
Just water?
I finished
Tap
my
water.
coffee.
He doesn't know who
Damn,
coffee
that's
cup
thick.
that is.